Hello again, everybody, and welcome back. I must say that last panel discussion was fascinating, and apologies to Aline and all the panelists that we didn't have more time to do the subject. It's full justice. We'll come back to it, as you said, Aline, on some other occasion, I'm sure. It is now my very great pleasure to introduce our final keynote address of the morning from John Whittingdale, who's the Minister of State for Media and Data at the Department of the Digital, Culture, Media and Sport in the United Kingdom. John, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Paul, and good morning to everyone. Thank you for having me here to take part in the 10th year of the European Data Protection and Privacy Conference. I'm sorry not to be able to join you in person, but it's a pleasure to be joining you from a rather frosty London this morning. Obviously, a huge amount has changed in the last 10 years since the conference began. What is now a hyper-connected world, the ability to exchange data securely across borders is more and more important. And I'm sure I'm not the first person here today to reflect on how this year particularly has proved the power of data during the global pandemic. We are celebrating in the UK today as the first persons in Britain, the members of the public, are now receiving the COVID vaccine. And that has only been possible through the extraordinary work of our scientists, but also building on data and the information that is provided both about the nature of the virus and how to treat it. But economically, data drives global business, supply chains, trade, development, and it's going to be critical to ensure that we achieve a full global recovery after coronavirus. And on a personal level, people rely on the flow of personal data to ensure now that their salaries are paid and, of course, to connect with loved ones from afar. This data in particular needs to be suitably protected. And finally, it has a huge impact on international cooperation between countries, including for law enforcement and national security and keeping the public safe. Both the European Union and the UK agreed, and it is in our mutual interests for the EU to complete its data adequacy assessment of the UK by the end of 2020. Of course, that process is controlled by the Commission, and we are in constant dialogue with them about the increasingly challenging timelines for completion. It is their responsibility to ensure that there is sufficient time factored into their plans to complete all the required processes by the end of the year. And I would like to thank all those present who I know have been involved in the negotiations. I am aware of how hard everybody is working to try and achieve that deadline. We have certainly been engaged proactively and constructively in the process, and we provided the Commission with extensive explanatory material setting out the high standards of the UK data protection framework. We continue to recommend, as a sensible precaution, that businesses and other organisations put in place alternative legal mechanisms to continue to transfer personal data. And we're also seeking clarity from the Commission for its plans for finalising the adequacy assessment of the UK. It is vital that for our businesses and organisations that there is clarity in whatever scenario emerges. We are already providing guidance for organisations on the gov.uk website and the UK's Information Commissioner's Office website on how to ensure that organisations can keep personal data flowing lawfully, whatever the outcome of the EU's adequacy process. I want to reassure all of you that the UK is firmly committed to maintaining high data protection standards now and in the future. We are a global leader in strong data protection standards, and protecting the privacy of individuals will continue to be a priority for the UK. Our recently published National Data Strategy drives this message, and it is an ambitious pro-growth and pro-innovation declaration of intent for the use of data in the UK. It sets out that data and data use are opportunities that should be seen as an opportunity to be embraced, with risks guarded against it in a proportionate and targeted way. Data's effective use is limited by a number of barriers, particularly by fears around safe, secure, and ethical data use. To unlock the value of data, we must ensure that this increased data is used responsibly in a way that's lawful, secure, fair, and accountable. For example, in the UK, we have supported hundreds of thousands of extremely vulnerable people across the UK to access priority supermarket deliveries and a variety of local support through the Vulnerable Person Service. That couldn't have happened without the necessary data sharing agreements between central government, local authorities, and the private sector in a secure, fair, and accountable way. That is why a key mission in our national data strategy is to secure a pro-growth and trusted data regime. The UK has taken a far-sighted approach to building new institutions to drive the ethical use of data in the public and private sectors. Take the Centre for Data and Ethics and Innovation. It is led by an independent board of experts that includes representatives from the world of regulation, applied technology, and ethics. The Centre is helping us to ensure that the use of data develops in a way that is responsible, trustworthy, and reflects our democratic values. The Centre recently published a report on bias in algorithmic decision-making, which focused on the use of algorithms in significant decisions about individuals, and it made recommendations targeted at building the right systems so that algorithms improve rather than worsen decision-making. Better use of data can have a role in making decisions fairer if done with appropriate care. There has been a great deal of collaboration on international data ethics principles, and now the hard work begins in working out how to apply these in the real world. The Centre is working with international partners in the Global Partnership on AI and the Council of Europe to also develop this important area of governance. The Centre proactively participated in the Policy Development Group of the Council of Europe's Ad Hoc Committee on AI, which has been developing a study on the feasibility of a regional legislative framework for AI regulation, which is based on human rights law. The Centre led on developing the study's chapter on practical mechanisms for assuring AI systems' legal compliance. Although the UK has left the European Union, the UK will continue to champion free trade and the rules-based international system, to be a force for good in the world, shaping global thinking and promoting the benefits that data can deliver, while at the same time managing malign influences. The UK is committed to doing this while maintaining high data protection standards. No other third country's standards have ever been closer to the EU's. We will continue to operate a high-quality regime that will enable businesses to grow and thrive in an environment that protects privacy and builds public confidence. Thank you very much for having me here today, and I hope, as I say, that next year we can all be together in person. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, John. Yeah, let's meet together next year. It'll be quite a different time, of course, with the UK. So finally and formally outside the European Union. Thank you very much for your time. We're now back on schedule, and see you again, John.
Thank you.
We'll move to the next session, shaping the future of data privacy globally. So please stay with us.